Happy Halloween, SourceFed Nerd Anime Club! This week's anime is Dance in the Vampire Bund. Just as a warning to anyone, Dance in the Vampire Bund is very Lolita. Lolita is the sexualizing or sexuality of prepubescent girls. With that said, the character that is Lolita is technically like hundreds of years old. This is a supernatural anime, mainly about vampires, but the main character is not a vampire. The main character is a werewolf. Akira, the werewolf, made a promise a long time ago to Mina Tempish, the vampire Lolita, that he would always be there to protect her. So some time has passed, and while revealing to the world that vampires actually do exist on some game show thing, Mina sees Akira and sets out to remind him of his promise. Now, I watched Dance in the Vampire Bund about a year and a half ago. I liked this anime the first time I watched it. I was constantly put off by the Lolita, but other than that, it is actually pretty good. It ends after 12 episodes with not really a fulfilling... It seems like there's supposed to be another season after this. The first episode of this anime was literally exposition. It was just a bunch of people explaining how vampires work, introducing the fact that they're going to be a reality, that there's this queen of vampires, and that they're this whole society that's been living in the dark. That's pretty much all that first episode is. It barely shows one of the main characters. He's shown just on screen for a couple seconds, and then the other main character, of course, doesn't show up till just about near the end. So the whole first episode is mainly a bunch of extras talking about what the show is going to be about. But then the second episode really gets into it. The vampires in this, they look human, of course, like most vampires do. But when they vamp out, they turn into monstrous creatures that are unlike any vampire I have ever seen. Except, the ones in Blood Plus. Those were monstrous creatures. But the ones here look like animals or creatures you'd see. They're just really stylized and disgusting looking and scary and demonic. So the specific vampire's personality determines what type of creature it transforms into. So it can be assumed that some vampires don't turn into complete monsters, that maybe they will still look kind of human when they transform. So that's something to look forward to. The werewolves work for the vampires. The werewolves are the protectors. They're stronger and faster. They can transform at will to fight against opposing vampires or other creatures that might do harm to the queen. All the while, Akira is still going to school, so having to deal with being the queen of the vampire's protector, as well as being a werewolf, as well as going to school where all the kids at school are human and there's no one to relate or talk to about his situation. Akira's got it kind of rough. For people getting into anime, this isn't a bad option. It's just if you have a problem with Lolita, there is a lot of it. This anime has what you'd expect from a vampire werewolf story. It has violence, strong language, and nudity, and some of this nudity is of the Lolita. So, just warning you again and again that this has Lolita. I suggest if you if you aren't put off by the Lolita, I would highly recommend this anime to watch. It is a really good story, and the relationship between the two main characters is something that is interesting to see pan out. So with that, have a happy Halloween, everybody, and I'll see ya.